Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Nikhil Talks Tech. Today we're going to be looking at PC parts and what they do and how they work. So let's roll that intro. Starting with the CPU, the central processing unit, which is the most important part in any computer. So this carries out everything that you do in your computer. When you're using a calculator, you're using the word processor, you're programming, or you're even editing. It's a really powerful piece of technology that has been shrinking every year. So to sum it all up, the CPU is basically what makes every single part in your computer coordinate with each other and work together so you can see what's happening on your screen. That's it for the CPU, guys. So let's go to the next topic, which is the GPU. So coming to the GPU, which stands for Graphics Processing Unit. So you would have known from the name that basically what this does is it gives frames to your display. So when you're playing a game, for example, this GPU, it renders each and every one of your frames. You might have heard of the term FPS, or frames per second. So the better the GPU, the more the frames you get. So what this basically does is, if you're not playing games, and even if you're on Windows, then it needs to give a video signal that you see on your monitor. So it's also used for that. And recently, what people have been doing is that data scientists have noticed that you can harness the power of a GPU for deep learning and even sometimes even editing and rendering your videos. So GPUs are really useful, and depends on what you're doing. You can get the right GPU, then you'll get good frame rates in your games and stuff like that. So that's it for the GPU. So let's move on to the next topic, which is RAM. Talking about the RAM, and it's known as random access memory. So this is basically a temporary storage for everything when you have your system on. So when you click on let's say a file, what happens is the file just moves from your hard drive or SSD to your RAM and gets stored there until you close it or you shut down your system. So that's it for RAM. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is power supplies. So power supplies are very straightforward to explain. So basically it's this unit that you're seeing on screen. There are different cables for powering different components on your computer and to power. So let me explain each one of those. So you have the PCIe connector for your GPU, you have the EPS connector for your CPU, your 24-pin connector for your motherboard, and you also have some SATA connectors for your SSDs and hard drives. Moving on to the next component, which is the motherboard. So, talking about the motherboard, this is what helps you connect all your computer parts together and makes it work together. The motherboard contains a chipset to drive your CPU, and this depends on which CPU manufacturer you're looking at. So the motherboard has slots for the RAM, has PCIe slots for your graphics cards or some expansion cards, and most importantly it has a CPU socket slot, which again depends on the manufacturer of the CPU. It has a power connector for your CPU as well as your motherboard, and it also has a VRM, which is used to deliver power to the CPU. That's it for this video, guys. Hope you liked it. If you did, smash that like button and please subscribe to our channel because it really helps support the channel, and please turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming videos from my channel. And please comment down below on what tech video do you want next. I'm planning on making CPU recommendations for every budget, so stay tuned for that. Until then, it's Nikhil signing off from Nikhil Talks Tech. Peace.